What's good? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Raw Game Marketing YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to share. Please don't forget to share. I'm also starting a free school group where you could go to skool.com. Just go to Google, type in skool.com, SKOOL, put in Raw Game, RAWGAME. And basically, that is a community that I have set up so we can all share wins, losses, and we can share information about credit building, credit funding, business, everything. Anything that you want to name, we'll be talking about it. And also leave in the comments anything that you like me to do content on, or anything that may need to be corrected, or just if you got any information that you want to share. I really appreciate it. It goes a long way. And I just thank you guys for watching this channel. I'm going to be talking about business funding, business credit, just business overall as a whole, and some of the first steps that you need to take when you're developing or getting business credit. And one of the first things you want to do is you want to come up with your business name. So you come up with your business name, and also you want to make sure that the name that you come up with is not a high-risk name. You could Google that, because that could prohibit you from getting funding. But you come up with your business name, and the way you want to check and make sure that nobody else has this name. Now, you could go to your state secretary state website, or you can go to namecheck.com, and there's some other sites you could just Google and it'll come up, and you can check that. You can check and see if the name that you're choosing has been already taken in your state, because some people, you want to trademark your name. You want to make sure nobody else has it. You want it to be unique, and it's your name. So you want to check that first. And then after you check and see if your name, they're going to ask you some questions on your Secretary of State website. And one of the main 4 setups they're going to ask you is, what do you want to choose? Now, you could choose a LLC, a S Corp, a C Corp, or a sole proprietor. Those are the main 4. A lot of people go with LLCs. From my understanding, S Corp, you may save a little bit more on taxes. And don't forget, you can get funding being a sole proprietorship. I have talked about that in other videos, and I'll talk about it in this video as well. And you also can get an EIN number with a sole proprietorship. But if you expect being in business 3 years or longer, you may want to just do it right the first time, because if you choose a sole proprietorship and get an EIN number for a sole proprietorship, then let's say, you want to go back, you want to protect your business, and you want to choose a LLC, then they're going to make you choose a new, they're going to make you get a new EIN number for that business. So that's one thing you want to know. That's another thing that you want to do. So try to keep the name as generic as possible. That's another thing. You don't want a long, overdrawn out name, and you don't want a high risk name. I'll give you an example. Flipping Homes with Bob LLC. That's probably going to be a red flag. But maybe Property Manager with Bob LLC, or Management with Bob LLC. Those names are a little bit better than just Flipping Homes with Bob LLC, because certain names they're going to deny you right away from. Like if you put anything with crypto or Forbes, that's going to be an automatic denial, or it could just limit the amount of funding that you will get. And never mind me turning the page, because I'm just looking at my notes so I could just give you guys the correct information. And then once you set up your LLC, you want to go to the IRS website, and then you want to get your EIN number. But your EIN number that's your business social security number. That's what it is. That's what you're gonna use to build your business credit. And you can file that on irs.gov for free. You can do it all yourself for free, but you can use a third party as well. Some people use LegalZoom, and there's a lot of other entities out there that people choose to use because, some people don't have the time, or time is money. So there's nothing wrong with that. But when I did my LLCs, I did it myself. It took me like 20 minutes. It didn't take any time. But if you want it structured correctly, you can hire a lawyer or go to one of those websites, and they will be a help to you. Now, one thing you don't want to do is never put your social security number in a spot where it says EIN number and then freeze it. There's a lot of videos going on out there telling you, oh, just put your, where it says EIN number, just put your social security number. Hell no, you don't want to do that. Then freeze it. You're starting off bad with the banks when you do that type of stuff. So that's something that you never ever want to do. Do everything right the first time, even if it costs a little bit of money. You won't have to go back and do it, and everything will be structured, and you'll be able to get funding correctly. Now, another thing you want to do is, I was like confused about this one. I had some problems. It's called the Operations and Membership Agreement. And I remember when I started my real estate LLC, when I was buying a piece of property, I was like, what is that? And I think I hired a lawyer the first time. He charged me like $300 to $400. And I really didn't know what it was, and I didn't know why I needed it. But what it is, it outlines the business, financial, and funding decisions. In other words, it's who's in the business, what they do, and your rules for the operating company that's in it. Then I found out that really all I had to do was just go online, and they had templates, or they got companies you could pay for like, I think I paid for a company $39.99, and for a year you could go back in and you could change it. So I was able to do that myself. But hey, you learn through trial and error, no big deal. But I'm here to tell you guys this so you don't have to go through the same thing. Now we're going to talk about business addresses. You don't want to use a P.O. box or a home address. But sometimes home addresses are hit and miss. I did personally use the home address, and I haven't had any problems. But from what I heard last year in 2023, there have been some problems. But banks typically want to see a real location. And some real locations you could go to ipostal.com, you could go to Regis, or you could go to Opus. So some people use those virtual addresses as addresses for their business, and I think they charge you a monthly amount, because banks typically do check your addresses. They're going to verify all that information before they give you funding, and they want to make sure everything is right. So make sure you're doing all these steps when you're setting up your business and you're getting ready for business funding. Thank you, guys.